Part two now of my interview with the Chief Medical Officer at Eisenhower Health, Dr. Alan Williamson. I also want to ask you about Johnson & Johnson. Johnson & Johnson now says that 2 doses of its vaccine delivers 94% efficacy against mild to severe COVID. So how does that change, or does it change anything at the hospital? And do you anticipate that people who received the Johnson & Johnson vaccine will now be coming in and asking for a second shot?
Yeah, obviously all of this is evolving, and that's preliminary data coming from Johnson & Johnson. As I said a minute ago, all of this will have to go through the process with FDA. So as of yet, they've not even actually requested authorization from the FDA. So they'll need to present that data to the advisory committee of the FDA that looks at this. They then make proposals, recommendations to the full FDA, and then the CDC helps to clarify guidelines on exactly what this means. I think Johnson & Johnson obviously wants to continue to be into this market of delivering this very necessary vaccine. And that's all going to be important information for us to weigh as we move on to see how do we deal with hopefully finally stamping out this disease.
Also, can you tell us what percentage of hospital workers are vaccinated? And has the hospital had to terminate or take any sort of disciplinary action against employees who refuse to get vaccinated? Or have there been any resignations because of the vaccine requirement?
That's a great question. And so there is a mandate in place from the California Department of Public Health that as of the end of this month, all of the healthcare workers must be fully vaccinated, with the exception of those that have a valid medical or religious exemption from being vaccinated. And then they have to have periodic testing and wear special masks and so on. Fortunately, we were already quite ahead of the curve in terms of getting our employees vaccinated. And with that extra impetus from this mandate and so on, we're seeing really pretty good compliance across the board. We are over 95%. I have to check the data this week, but I looked as of last week. I know we were over 95% of our employees are already fully vaccinated at this point, or at least have received their first shot. There are a few of those that are due to have their second shot within the next week or so. And we are currently working through the process of a number of the remaining 3, 4, 5% of people have submitted either medical or religious exemption applications. We're working through those to be sure we understand whether or not they meet the criteria that has been set out for those exemptions by the state. And then also working with those individuals to understand whether are there any kind of measures that we need to take to protect them and to protect the public because they've not able to been vaccinated. So are there accommodations that can be made in terms of changing their job duties and so on. So a lot of work in that regard. To the best of my knowledge, we have not terminated anyone yet based on these mandates because we still have until the end of this month. We have had employees that have resigned during the course of this COVID pandemic because it's been a difficult and exhausting pandemic to deal with. And so it's a little hard for me to really be able to tease out specifically whether individuals have resigned because of the mandate alone or just because of some of them are older employees and just have decided now's the time to retire because it's just too hard to keep working at the pace that unfortunately we've had to work at over the past year and a half.
All right. Dr. Williamson, we appreciate your time. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you again, Peter.
And let us know your thoughts. Has your child already received a coronavirus vaccine, or are you waiting for further approval? Let us know by taking our latest poll on our website, kesq.com.